Hello again, welcome, and we are up and running in the new Betfred Championship season with a bang. This is the boundary line. It's a Tuesday afternoon. We're filming this here at Melrose. The coaching staff, the players, even the chairman, hard at work, Mr. Bill Quinn, is with us to give you his thoughts today as well, along with the head coach, Sean Long. Great to see you both. Thanks for sparing your time. I know you've got the big training session, Sean, with the players a little bit later. Let's just start there. Now the dust has settled after a couple of days. What are your thoughts about what you saw on Sunday, first of all?
Really impressed with our start. I thought it could have gone either way. That first 20-25 minutes, I thought they had a lot of possession on our try line, but we held that and kept turning them away. And then when we went up with the end of the field, was quite clinical on with our shirts. So the effort was there, and then we kind of iced the players that we've been working on. So, like I say, I don't think the scoreline reflected how hard the game was, because they're a good team, York, but we just ended up soaking up all the momentum, and then we went down the other end and kind of we was quite clinical that day.
There were some highlight plays as well. In fact, one of our hard-working wingers, Kieran Dixon's already reported he's not training for a few hours. He's in there talking about one of his tries already. There was one of them, a kick return that's gone viral on our social media channels. That was very entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a period where they scored a try, and then we kicked off, and then I think we went set for about four sets, and we got the ball. And when you got a back five like we have, give them time and space, and they can go 100 metres straight off the bat. So yeah, it went viral, and rightly so.
We wondered, Bill, didn't we, how we'd start in this step up with the big boys. And as Sean keeps saying, it's a long season, there's going to be ups and downs, but as a start, performance-wise, what was your take?
Well, I mean, I was asked the question beforehand, what do you think? And then I thought back to last year when we played York, and then you think, well, they've strengthened, we've obviously strengthened, and we've moved on. What would it have been like at the end of our last season? I think it'd have been a lot closer than it was. So then you go into the Championship, and all we've been hearing, is the Championship so different, it's going to be so difficult, and a lot of the clubs that do go up come back down again and things like that. But I think, we've recruited well, and I think that the performance just speaks for itself against Barrow and against York, and you can see we've got that sort of, even though we've sort of, few players went, more players come in, and last season there just seemed to be a real togetherness. When we went before a game and we met up with the team and yourself, Sean, you could see that togetherness with everyone, and everyone seemed to have a smile on their face, even if they weren't playing. If they were playing the week before and they weren't playing that week, there was no one like moaning or being grumpy. You're just seeing a real sort of togetherness and a sort of wishing everyone on and pushing on. So it sort of crossed my mind, wonder what it will be like now with these new players going, how's it going to be? But there really is that. Everyone's still got that smile on their face. Everyone's buying into it, and that performance is on the pitch. But it's like I say, that performance on the pitch doesn't just happen the day that you turn up. It happens here. It happens when players come from work, and coaching staff and your medical staff and everything, and yourselves, George, and when you come down here and you're doing the interviews and it's pitch black at night and it's raining and it's cold and you're putting that effort in, and some of the guys are not getting home till 10:30 at night. That's the reason why what it's like on the pitch and the results you get is because of all that hard work beforehand.
Yeah, it's a really good point that Bill makes. There's a lot of effort going into this. On the pitch, as we saw, brilliant start, but off it as well. All day here at Melrose, training is taking place, as Bill says, in the cold, in the dark, under the floodlights tonight, then again Thursday, first thing Saturday morning, and then we get together, Sean, at the weekend and see how it goes. Like Bill outlines, it's not chance when it clicks like that, is it? It's not fortune.
No, definitely not. And Bill referenced hard work about 4 or 5 times, and that's all we do. We work hard for one another.
And that's the Oldham DNA. That's what we want here at this club.
Well, that's part of our town. We're working class. We work hard, and we're grafters. So that's part of our DNA as a club. So that's what we replicate when we go and show them that field and step over that white line. But it all started in pre-season. You can't just come up with players and defensive systems and stuff like that. Oh, you've got to work hard. You can't turn it off and on. And we've been doing this since before League One, you know. And then also the lads have come in, the new lads have come in and bought into it. So it all started off in October. We've had a long pre-season, so we're good to go.
There's so much more of this journey to be written, Bill. But in terms of where we are now and taking a step back, can you believe where we are now in terms of where we were and how quickly it's happened? I mean, I've known Sean a long time. I've only known you about a year. Do you know what I mean? And considering where we were and where we are now, how do you assess that?
Well, I came in 2 months after the takeover of the club with Mike and everyone, and I remember the first meeting sort of sitting there and thinking, this ain't going to be easy. Anyway, we sort of knuckled down and started going at it, you know, from a off the field point of view, and you know, you sort of realise very quickly where we were, as in the team we had. We were in League One. We didn't get out that first season because we took over partway through the season. So then we obviously got Sean on board. We recruited, and we had a plan to obviously do, you know, to win the, you know, as and get out of that League One, which we achieved, and we did it. And that's in itself was just unbelievable, and it was fantastic. But then what we've managed to do off the pitch here at Melrose, you know, we took over this, and you know what the work that's gone in here and everything else has just been phenomenal, and it's all part of the future plans for the pathways, for everything what we're involved
to make this
with.
A hub for the town, for the community.
For the community. And I just think it's, if we'd have sort of set it down at that first meeting, right, in the next 22 months, this is what we're going to... We absolutely... They'd have brought the guys in with straight jackets and took us away, you know what I mean? They'd have gone the crazy these guys, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, with hard work, and it's not been anything else, and it's like Sean just said then, everything we do is hard work.
Yeah.
There's nothing easy. And we just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and pushing it. And we're ambitious, but we're also careful. We're clever. You know, we weigh everything up, and we just keep stepping forward, because I'm a great believer. I start with nothing in my life, and I'm a great believer. If you stand still, you just go backwards. So I'm always trying to push forward in everything we do. So I think as a club, that's what we try to do. And you hope that most of the time it works out to your benefit, don't you?
The reason I thought it was useful just to take stock, because when you are as hungry, ambitious as I hope we are as a club, and I know we are as a group, it is sometimes easy to forget the achievements you've made and how far you've come when you're wanting to strive and you want to continue to move forward. That said, and this sticks with me, when I first met with you and Mike, and we discussed what we wanted to do on and off the pitch, we discussed needing help, and we do, because we can all put in the hard work, but we need everyone to engage, don't we? And what I mean by that is the supporters out there. Now, in the short time I've been with the club, that's gone from literally nothing, and you know, the reconnection with our community has been phenomenal. But I look at that performance that Sean oversaw on Sunday, and the players put out there, 1 to 17, 18, the entire squad, and then I look at the attendance in Boundary Park, which is going up like that, but at what, 1,500 and a bit it was. I think that performance should be watched by double that, personally.
Well, if I'm honest with you, when the attendance was whispered in my ear, I was gutted. I was so gutted, because I was watching the team. I was watching, you know, what they're serving up, what the performance was, and I was thinking about everybody that's worked to get to that point, and to produce that, from the players, from the coaches, from the medical staff, from everybody that puts everything into this. And then to get that attendance, I was absolutely gutted. And I remember I went home on Sunday night, and I just sat there, and I was thinking, wow, I should be sat here so happy with everything. And I am, but so disillusioned with 1,500, because I don't think this club deserves to have 1,500. I don't think these players and everybody else connected with the club deserves 1,500. Now, I'm very grateful to the 1,500 that turn up. I'm very grateful to the 2,000 that turn up. But you can't sustain this. You can't build. You can't go forward. You can't dream of Super League. You can't do this with your IMG situation. You can't do any of this if you're not going to get the support. And we keep saying, we use the strapline stronger together. It's not our club, it's your club. And I don't actually know at this moment in time, if you ask me honestly, what more we could have done. You just talked before about the achievements that we've made in such a short space of time. What more could we do? And I'm actually going to ask, our fans, ask the public of Oldham, give us some insight. Tell us, make some suggestions, because I'm really starting to scratch my head and I ain't got a lot of hair left. And, I don't want to scratch it too hard, but at the end of the day, I'd really love some feedback as to what do we need to do to get that Boundary Park rocking, to really get that sort of attendance up that really will, put the fear of God into our opponents every week that they come to Boundary Park, and really make it special, because we're open to ideas. We're all here to try and learn and to do the best we can, and that's what we've tried to do from the day we took over, with our engagements with the town, with the amateurs, with everybody. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we do need you, as Bill says. That the crowd, you absolutely love the crowd. They made so much noise for your players, and the match day experience, as we go on about every time on the boundary line. It's great to see the bar rocking Bar 1895 before the game upstairs in hospitality. Always hospitality offers there for you. That makes such a big difference for you and the players to facilitate a performance like that, knowing that you've got that wall of noise over on the far side and hopefully behind the sticks as well.
Yeah. Obviously, Bill's touched on it there, but we want to, we're putting in probably one of our best performances since I've been here, and we want more of the fans to come down and experience, the game day, not just the rugby on the field, but the whole event. So we want more fans, and they're loud enough as it is with 1,500. Imagine if you got 5,000 people what come down watching. Well, then you're talking different gravy, ain't you? And the lads will be pumped up even more. So obviously they're doing a great job, the fans, but we need you even more now, and to get you down and cheer us on. You've had a taste of what we're like, how we're playing and stuff like that, and it is going to be hard. We're not saying we can do that every single week at all. It's a difficult competition, but if you come down, then you're going to be in for an entertaining day.
What do you mean, Shaw? We've set the bar high now.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's the minimum now.
Yeah.
Well, we took it up a level. We've got to keep it there, haven't we? So yeah, we've set the bar high, and like I say, and we've got the quality, of players. But we've just got to keep striving to get better each week.
We've got a really tough game Sunday. We'll come on to that in a moment. But yeah, we need you with us. I keep saying that it's an exciting time to be an Oldham fan, and it absolutely is. Some of the quality, best rugby league, I would say, outside of Super League being played by this guy's team at the moment. The match day experience up there to rival anyone. So if you can get along, if you've been an Oldham fan in the past and you're just dipping your toe back in, trust me, there's no substitute for coming along, experience it. You will not be disappointed. Before we get on to Batley, which is going to be really tough on Sunday, what did you make, Bill, of the Challenge Cup draw trip over to Hull KR? Speaking of tough matches.
Yeah. I think we do it tough, don't we?
And what did you want as a chairman out of that draw anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Just
did you want a nice sort of plum home draw or a?
I mean, a home draw's always something that you'd like, and you always think of progressing, don't you, to the next round and keep going. But after Sunday's performance, we'll just keep putting more pressure on Sean. So we're looking forward to it. We're relishing the challenge of going over there to Hull KR, and there's one thing for sure is we'll all do our best, and our guys won't roll over, that's for sure.
Yeah, be a good one. Middle of March for that one. We've got another cup tie, the 1895 Cup. We know now we're going to be playing Rochdale again, who beat Swinton in the last round. So we've got another local derby to look forward to. That one is at home at Boundary Park. So do make sure you put that one in your diary, because Oldham are going to play Rochdale again. We're still playing the Hornets this year, even though we're not in the same league. Seem to follow each other around, don't we? Just before we get to Batley, there's some other exciting news which we're not going to give, but we can look ahead to next week, start next week sometime, which is going to be huge news for the town.
Yeah, I mean, there is going to be an announcement early on next week. We can't really say too much until that announcement, but what I will say is it's probably the biggest news for any Oldham Rugby League fan, since the days of Sheddings, and it's just really, really exciting. And once the news breaks early next week, George, with yourself, we'll make sure all our fans are well aware of more of the detail and what we can give them at that point. But it really is exciting news.
Biggest news in Oldham Rugby League history since Shedding. It's not Bill Quinn playing prop, is it?
Listen, I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. I'm hoping prop's not my position.
That leads us nicely on to squad selection. I know that was a really difficult one for you this week. I was going to ask you about injuries, but we're recording this Tuesday afternoon, so you probably haven't assessed any. But you were fairly optimistic after I spoke to you on Sunday that we'd come through okay-ish.
Yeah, it's a few question marks. We'll go through the medical spots on yesterday. Just Elijah Taylor, Jamar, and a couple of bumps and bruises. Like Matty Wilde, he's just a bit sore. Like I say, it was a tough game of rugby league. They got ripped into each other, so there's going to be some sore bodies tonight. So we'll see how we pull up. But I've still got lads knocking on my door, wanting to play because they've not played a game, a league game, but they've only played one round. So everyone wants chomping at the bit, and they just want to go out there. And I said to the lads, like, you've got the jersey, keep hold of it, it's up to you. But I've still got a rake of lads knocking at my door saying I want to play this week.
What about Batley then? Of course, you and every Oldham fan want to go 2 wins out of 2. They're a really difficult team in this league, home or away. Batley is one of those teams, you'll tell me if I'm wrong, that you underestimate them or get anything wrong, they will do a job on you because they're big and they're consistent. Yeah,
big, consistent. I watched a couple of games against Midlands and Doncaster it was, and you can tell they're a championship side, what's been done it, and they know how to play the game, if that makes sense. They've been in the game a long time, the Batley, and like I say, if you underestimate them, they're a big pack, and they've got Wood steering them around the park, and they've got some strikes, so we know that we're going to be in for another tough game.
If you are coming, and I hope you are, we really want to see you on Sunday, and you are considering watching it in Star with one of our VIP access tickets, an upgrade to get your tea, coffee and your pie and peas. If you're watching this before Thursday, you need to book your ticket now. If you're watching it afterwards, you might have missed the boat because we need to get a food order in. So do let us know and book it as quickly as possible. And we also ask you to be there before 2:30 so we can get your food ready as well. I think that's the public information done on that one. Bill, what do you want to see from this weekend, other than obviously another big performance and another win?
I want to see, obviously, more bums on seats, and really getting behind the lads, because like Sean said, it's another tough game. And I want to see our fans going home happy, and knowing that everyone's put a shift in, they've had a good day, and they've enjoyed it, and that they can see that this club is on the up, and the progress is there, and the progress will keep on moving forward, and just keep that together with us and keep moving with us, and we're all going to enjoy ourselves come what may. We're in for a great season, you know what I mean? I'm really excited now about it, and I think a lot of the fans, especially that were there, you looked at Barrow and you thought, oh, fair enough, and then you went to that game there. I mean, like you said, there was 1,500, but when I was sat there, I kept thinking, I'm trying to look around and I'm thinking, this place must be full. Yeah. Because of the noise, the way it sounded.
The noise was a lot more.
It just sounded so much more. So when I got that 1,500 in my ear, I was like,
are you sure?
Really? Yeah, I was like, are you sure? It confused me because I'd not seen the atmosphere and the noise that had been there before, if you know what I mean. It was probably the best atmosphere that I've witnessed, so not just the actual best game that we played. So people to not come down is crazy if you've got any love for Oldham rugby. And, we sort of are questioning ourselves and thinking, do the town of Oldham really want to get behind the rugby, this club, and a rugby team in Oldham? And it's the DNA of Oldham's always been rugby. I know we've got a football team there, but when you look at the days of sheddings and you listen to John Chadwick and, you know, which unfortunately I have to listen to a lot, and he starts telling you about the crowds and everything else, you dream of it, don't you, again? And you think, please, come on, because we really could do things then.
It's a special time. Listen to the chairman. It is unmissable. I know we're obviously going to say that, but trust me, if you're in two minds, there's only one answer: to come and get involved. Sean, I know you've got to get back in and do some video analysis with Joe. Do you want to have a final message to the fans before we let you both depart? You've got to get to training as well.
Yeah, I've got to do some training, but just get down. Hopefully we'll put in a real good performance for you. Every person who I spoke to after the game, you know, York and even Oldham fans, Oldham fans and even York fans were saying what a great game that was. So get down and enjoy it.
Thank you both. Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Sean. I'll see you again very soon. We'll get the injury news confirmed later in the week, and we hope to see you Sunday. We need you. We are stronger together. We're going to do this together. It's an exciting time to be on board with Oldham Rugby League in the Betfred Championship. Next up, Batley Bulldogs, Boundary Park, 3 o'clock Sunday. Make sure you are with us. See you then.